Hi guys, welcome back. I hope everyone is doing good. Today I am going to be making a Dollar Tree pumpkin wreath for Halloween, and almost all of my materials came from Dollar Tree except for the Deco Mesh, and I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. I got my inspiration from Happiness is Homemade. She posted a tutorial about 3 weeks ago using orange Deco Mesh. Now she did hers a little bit different than mine, so go check out her video if you have not seen it. You will need 2 of the pumpkin frames from Dollar Tree, and I spray painted one of mine, that way I could keep up with the front and the back easier. And you will also need some zip ties, so just zip tie the 2 frames together. I picked up 2 rolls of the 10-inch purple Deco Mesh at Hobby Lobby. I happened to catch it when it was 50% off, so just remember, if it's not on sale that week, make sure you use your 40% off coupon at Hobby Lobby. And I used the 10-inch, and I did buy 2 rolls, but you can make it with 1 roll if you can't find 2. Once you have it zip tied together, this is how it looks. And now you're ready to take your pipe cleaners, and you want pipe cleaners that match your Deco Mesh, and you're just going to thread the pipe cleaners, one on each side of the wires that go up the pumpkin frame. So on the top, I did 6 pipe cleaners across the top, 6 pipe cleaners across the bottom, and then I went back and added 1 right there at the stem. So 7 total on top, 6 on bottom. So as you can see, wherever there was a bar that came down, I just added a pipe cleaner. If you're counting my pipe cleaners across the top, you'll notice that I forgot 1, so I went back and added that one, which made it a total of 7 on top. And then I'm doing the same thing on the bottom. Make sure you get your pipe cleaner kind of diagonal around that wire so that your pipe cleaner does not move. So go all the way across the bottom. So 13 pipe cleaners total. You can make this pumpkin whatever color you want. I've seen on Pinterest a lot of pretty white ones, purple ones, orange ones. So there's lots of pretty Deco Mesh and lots of options right now for fall and Halloween. Okay, and this is my 10-inch Deco Mesh that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. So you're going to take your Deco Mesh and just kind of scrunch it and gather it in your hand. And remember, I painted one side purple and the other side is like it came from the store. And that way I could keep up with the front and the back. So I'm just taking my Deco Mesh and putting it in my first wire and going to give the pipe cleaner a few twists. Sorry if you hear something, I'm in here with Miss Bell. And then I zip tied the end to the wire, that way the end would not fall down and show, but that's optional. You don't have to, you can tuck it in later. This is my front side, it's painted purple. So I'm going to take my Deco Mesh and try to roll my outer edges under, kind of slide my hand down it and make a bubble, and go to my bottom pipe cleaner and put the Deco Mesh in it and give the pipe cleaner a twist. Now I am rotating my pumpkin frame to the back side, and I'm doing the same thing. I just made a bubble and securing it now to the top pipe cleaner. Now I'm back on the front side, so it's time to make another bubble. Now I did 2 layers on each wire. So I'm sliding my hand down it, going to the bottom pipe cleaner and going to give the pipe cleaner a twist. So each wire has a double layer of Deco Mesh, then go back and fluff your Deco Mesh and shape it. Next, we're on our second set of pipe cleaners and we're at the bottom. So just take and find your pipe cleaners so that you can just leave just a little bit of room between the 2 pipe cleaners, and then take that Deco Mesh, put it in the pipe cleaner and give it a twist. Now you're going to make a bubble and go to the top of the pumpkin. Slide your edges inward, slide your hand down it, make a bubble, and you're at your second pipe cleaner at the top. Don't pull it too tight. Now take your Deco Mesh, put it in that pipe cleaner and give it a twist. continue wrapping around the back side. So basically we're just wrapping the Deco Mesh around and around the pumpkin, each wire twice, and securing it in our pipe cleaners. And then make sure you fluff your Deco Mesh. When you do 2 layers on each wire, it makes it where you do not see the pumpkin frame. And also I think it helps too when you spray paint your pumpkin frame the color of your Deco Mesh. The reason I spray painted only one is because I wanted to be able to tell which side was the front, and that way I could pay special attention to it and make sure that the pumpkin was looking the way I wanted. Now the back turned out great too, and I didn't really, stress over it, but I tried to focus more on the front, of course. When you're watching this video, it seems like a lot of steps, but it's really not. You're just zip tying your pumpkin frames together, adding 7 pipe cleaners on the top, 6 on the bottom, and you're just double wrapping each wire. So it's really simple. Just remember not to twist up your Deco Mesh. Keep your Deco Mesh flat each time. Slide your hand down it and make a bubble about the same size each time, and do not pull it too tight. If you've got it too tight, just untwist that pipe cleaner and let it a little bit looser, and then secure it back in that pipe cleaner and you're ready to go again. In just a second, you will see that I did have a little bit of the 10-inch Deco Mesh left off of the first roll, but if you want yours full and fluffy, I would go ahead and buy 2 just to make sure you have enough, just in case maybe you're making your bubbles or poofs a little bit bigger than I did. So I always like to have an extra when I can. And now I'm just securing the end off with a zip tie, so just kind of peek through on the back side, find a wire and zip tie the end down, and then tuck that end under the Deco Mesh. And then you'll want to go back and make sure and fluff your Deco Mesh, and then trim the pipe cleaners shorter and kind of tuck them toward the back side. And this is how it looks using only 1 roll of the 10-inch Deco Mesh from Hobby Lobby. And it's full and fluffy, and you cannot see the pumpkin frame. I used 4 of the glitter branches and 2 of the roses, and I also used 1 orange spider, and I used some Dollar Tree ribbon and some mesh tubing. Now you will want to cut your ribbon longer than 15 inches. I cut mine a little bit too short, and you couldn't even really tell that I added tails to my swag. And then to dovetail the ends, fold the ribbon in half with the edges to the left side, go to the folded side and cut away from the fold, and that makes the pretty V on the ends. And also with the mesh tubing, I would cut it a little longer than 15 inches too. That way it shows a little bit more in your swag. To make your swag, I placed the 2 orange glitter branches, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, and overlap the stems in the middle. Same thing with the hot pink glitter branches, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, overlapping the stems. And now here's the 15-inch ribbon, and it's from Dollar Tree, and I should have probably made it like maybe 20 inches instead of only 15, but you can still see it. But next time I will make my tails longer, and so I'm just placing them in my hand. And I also added about 5 strands of the green mesh tubing, and then you'll need a zip tie so that you can zip tie everything tightly together in your swag. I also added some Halloween black roses to my swag, so they're kind of neat. Some of them have skulls and eyeballs and spiders. So I just put 1 on the left and 1 on the right. And now I'm ready to zip tie my swag together. Make sure you get that zip tie nice and tight around the middle. Just a heads up, the glitter from these branches goes everywhere. I had a mess to clean up and my husband was not happy with me. So just a heads up, the glitter comes off everywhere. Okay, so next you're going to take your flowers and your branches and kind of fluff them and straighten them and move them so that they're not just straight across. You all know that I love to add a big bow to my wreaths, and this ribbon is from Dollar Tree. So just let out a tail, make a loop, keep it pinched tightly in your left hand, go to the opposite side, make another loop about the same size as your first loop, and just continue back and forth, trying to make the loops the same size on each side until you get the bow the size you want. Then let out a tail, and you'll want to have either a pipe cleaner or some floral wire close by to wrap tightly around the center of your bow. And I also added some of the mesh tubing to this little bow. Now that's optional, but I kind of like the extra added detail that the mesh tubing gives. Same steps with the mesh tubing while you're making a bow. I am using 20 gauge floral wire, but a pipe cleaner works just fine too. Just make sure you get the wire or pipe cleaner tightly around the center of your bow. Then to dovetail the ends, same steps. Fold it in half with the edges to the left side, go to the folded side and cut away from the fold, then go back and pull your tails forward and fluff the loops on your bow. And ribbon with wire makes the prettiest bows. To attach your bow to your swag, you're going to take that wire that you used to secure your bow tightly, take those ends and just wrap them around your swag. Go the back, give the wires a few twists. Do not cut them off because you're going to use that wire to wrap it around the little metal stem on your pumpkin frame. Now I did add another wire so that my swag would not, wobble around. I also wired on a little orange glitter spider from Dollar Tree. I guess you could hot glue it on if you wanted to, but I just wired mine on. So I just threaded the wires through the Deco Mesh and then just felt through the back until I could feel the wires and then just twisted them around the wire pumpkin form. And then for the top, I also wanted to add some of the Deco Mesh, so I just made about a 30-inch ruffle with some of the extra Deco Mesh I had. So I just walked my fingers up it, made a ruffle, put a pipe cleaner around the little ruffle, and then took that little ruffle and attached it to the top of the little metal pumpkin frame stem. And that's it, guys. It's finished. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and share it with your friends and family. And I will see you soon.